So this video is all about getting started with Empire Intelligence, and I'm going to talk through a couple things. I'm going to talk through about setting up your business profile. I'm going to talk about setting up a domain and linking a domain so you can send emails out from Empire Intelligence CRM. And I'm going to talk about setting up all of your staff and your team inside here as well. And the very last thing, I'm just going to talk about how you can get easy help and jump on a Zoom call with somebody to sort something out in the system if you get stuck. So first, what we're going to do is when you first log in, you're going to start off with this launchpad here, and there's a whole bunch of different videos pre-built in here for you as well, and with just some fundamental setups. But what we're going to do is build up our business profile first, which is the first thing you need to do. So you're going to jump on the left-hand side here, down to the bottom, hit settings. The very first thing that pops up is your business profile. So first, you're going to need to upload a logo. So pop in a logo, it tells you what sizes. Again, if you've got a designer or if you use Canva, you can put these direct sizes in here, grab a copy of your logo and paste it in here. The reason this is so important is that they do have automatic headers and footers built into this in Empire Intelligence CRM, and it will pull that logo onto things for you. So it's automatically done. So make sure that it is a high quality logo, and ideally a PNG with a transparent background, because that means that it can go on top of colors and stuff as well. Next is just your business name that people know you by, what your legal business name is. Make sure you fill in business email, phone numbers, business email. Make sure this is not your personal one, because again, this will go onto footers. So if you've got a support or a help or a hello at your domain name, what's your email, your business web address, your branded domain name. You can again choose basically a niche. So fill in all these details, business industry type, ask for ABN numbers, those types of things as well in here. And then your physical address, details about your time zones, where you're located. The authorized representative, again, that would be yourself if you're setting this account up. So this is where you put your personal email, your phone number, and all your job description, who you are. And then there's a few sort of settings in here. I wouldn't touch any of these just now. We can talk to them in a later video. Just leave them as defaults. And then there's a contact duplication preference as well. So again, I would leave this blank. This is if you're using things like or doing advertising and you want to have duplicate contacts in your database. Now, generally, you don't want any duplicate contacts, so it'll match first on email, then on phone number. So if somebody does fill out a form and does something and they're already in your database, it will actually update their profile. So again, I would not tick this one on. But that's setting up basically your business profile settings. So make sure all of that is done. Tip as well, make sure you're hitting these big blue buttons, update information, every time you update stuff, because that is saving it as well. So make sure that they are saved. So that's your business profile. Make sure that's set up first. The next part is setting up your domain name. So this is a hugely important part because you want to be able to send emails from the system, record emails coming in and out. So if you click, again, we're in the settings part, if you click on domains and URL setup, I actually just I've got this fake domain set up here. I actually emailed this in. So this is a subdomain that it is connected to. A subdomain is basically anything before your domain name. So you've got email dot, then the domain name, so that's what the subdomain is. Now, when you're adding a domain inside here, you hit connect at the top here. You can connect one for an email or for your website. When you hit connect, you can add in your domain name. So it's recommending that you use subdomains. Now, if you manage your domain names yourself, like something GoDaddy, once you pop it in there, it will actually take you and log you into GoDaddy and set up all the settings inside it for you, so you don't have to do anything. Now, if you do outsource your IT, you will have to get your IT to add a whole bunch of different DNS settings to your domain. So what I mean by DNS settings, these are records on your domain. So I've got a GoDaddy account here. Here's the domain name. Down here, I wanted to add a record, so then I can choose what record to add and pop it in here. So what it would look like is when you add your domain name inside Empire Intelligence, you will get taken to this page, and this is the type, the host name, and then the values to be entered. So these are all the different DNS records that you would need to add to your domain. So essentially it's qualifying to make sure that you own it, and then it can do certain things like send an email. So this is a very important part to setting up your domain name inside of the CRM, because that means that you can send and receive emails from inside this software. very particular part you need to do. As I said, if you do have an IT company that manages all your IT, they will have access to your domain name, and they'll actually be able to do this part for you. So you can actually just give them access to it. I'll show you how to add staff in a minute. Just give them access to it and they'll be able to connect your domain up for you. But again, if you've got access to yourself and you use Crazy Domains or Cloudflare or GoDaddy, it will actually, when you click on it, it'll actually take you to the site and add them all for you. So it's very rare instances you'll actually have to add all these yourself. So that's entering your own domain. So again, by adding your own domain, it just verifies, and then it means the emails you're sending out from the system will come from your domain. So I'll go on to the domains here as well. So once you've got your domain added, it will look like this in your email services. And here's where you can set what name it comes from. So you can set who it's from, and then what email address it's actually been sent from. So this is where you'd use maybe your support or hello or whatever email address you use to send messages out to your customers and clients. This is where you would put that information in. So that's in email services, 3 dots on here, and then you can set your headers on here as to who it's from and your email address. So next up in the settings, what we'd like to do is just go through staff. So again, this is setup mode, things you need to do right at the beginning, and very easy, add my staff. So you'll already be in here as a user. And what you need to do is you just need to give a bit of information. So first name, last name, you can get them to add their own profile images. So first name, last name, email address is all they actually need. They can connect their own calendar. Again, if you've got email signatures that are standard to your business, you can pop them in there as well. Once you've done that, this is the most important part, is setting up the roles and permissions. So if you're going to be managing yourself completely, you will already be the admin. Again, depending on different people in your business, depending on what authority you want to give them, you can turn certain things on, turn certain things off, and set them up as just a user. Admin obviously has access to everything. So you can restrict certain views and things that you want to give them access to. Then you're literally just hitting save. There's a couple other settings here. I would leave all of these things switched on. Again, the user availability, they can set their own usability in their calendar and schedules, and then the calendar configuration. Again, if you use Microsoft Office 365 or Google Workspace, they connect directly in here, so they'll need to actually set that up themselves. But once you've set all their information, you can actually hit next and save once you pop those few details in there, and then they'll get an email inviting them to the platform. So it's that easy to set up my staff. And the very last thing I want to cover just in the basics, there is a bunch of videos here at the front, which we do recommend you watch. Again, will help you to import contacts, do a few other things. We've got some videos on this stuff as well. But what I want to do is, how do you get help? So if you click on this big blue question mark right in the top corner here, if you click on this, you can actually book in a video call immediately, and it will put you into a waiting room with someone until they become available. Only takes 2 or 3 minutes, and then you can actually get help on a problem that if you're struggling to set up maybe a domain, or if you want help on contacts or something, you can immediately speak to someone about getting help too. So that's an easy way to get help and support. And your relationship number and your account number is always at the top here as well, because they'll always ask for that too. So that's me covered. Getting your business profile set up, adding your domain and sorting out your emails, setting up staff, and then how to get help very quickly with the top.